Hello everyone, and welcome to my bold and beautiful official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Liam's gratitude, Grace's error and Finn's suspicion. Spoilers for the bold and the beautiful indicate that there will be many surprises and turns. Now that he has no tumor, Liam Spencer will be thankful for another opportunity at life. John Finnegan appears to be dubious about this medical miracle in the meanwhile. That would spell disaster for Grace Buckingham, who appears to be about to commit another careless error in her covert plan. Let's discuss what will happen in the upcoming episode of the CBS soap opera, as you continue reading. First, let's talk about Liam's medical marvel. Although not immediately, Liam was informed that he had an incurable brain tumor. According to the physicians, Liam's collapse was caused by brain enlargement. There was no mention of tumors. Grace said that the neurologist just noticed the tumor during a follow-up MRI following the surgery. So, did Grace fabricate the story that Liam had a tumor? Or did they actually miss it the first time? Returning to Liam, he is ecstatic and overwhelmed by the news that his brain tumor has been totally gone. Everyone had been expecting Liam to die just a few days earlier. He would have finally died from the tumor if it hadn't been for the bullet. Accordingly, Liam will want to make sure he lives his second opportunity at life well. For Liam, that entails giving Kelly and Beth Spencer the best father he can. According to teasers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Finn was dubious when Bill Spencer discussed the operation. Finn requested success numbers and literature. Bill dismissed it though, as he had none of that. Just Grace's promise. If done the right way, Bill said, the process would be bogged down in red tape. Grace then informed Bill that the tumor had completely disappeared. Fans are aware that Grace recently received $1 million, therefore it is only natural for her to assert that Liam is doing better. Finn might try to challenge Grace and probably conducts his own investigation. Another error might occur when Grace falters or fails to provide him with the specifics. Finn will become even more suspicious as a result. Including Bridget Forrester in his probe would be typical of Finn. I wonder if the intimate collaboration between Finn and Bridget could result in passion. What is the plot that you are most excited to watch? The broken heart syndrome of Taylor Hayes is returning with a bang. It's easy to forget that Taylor Hayes was in the hospital not too long ago, fighting for her life, amid all of the chaos on The Bold and the Beautiful. Taylor was fighting a fatal case of broken heart syndrome when she returned to Los Angeles last year. This summer, will the illness reappear? To find out, continue reading. Here are the spoilers for Bold and Beautiful's upcoming week. On the CBS soap opera, Taylor Hayes' ambitions are becoming a reality. In addition to getting back together, she and her long-lost love, Rich Forrester, get engaged to one another once more. For Steffi Forrester's mother, everything is finally coming together. But there's a catch. Does Rich still have feelings for Brooke Logan? According to B&B teasers, Taylor will be upset to learn that Ridge is putting off setting a wedding date because he is beginning to have second thoughts. Ridge only needed to see Captain Nick Marone canoodling with Brooke to realize that he still has feelings for her. Since Ridge still wants to be with Brooke Logan, would he call off the wedding? He might permanently lose Brooke to his half-brother if he weds Taylor. But Ridge is aware that if he doesn't marry Taylor, her heart might fail. Because he was envious of Nick and Brooke, he would never be able to forgive himself if his children were left motherless. Additionally, spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful suggest that Taylor might take advantage of her broken heart syndrome. In order to entice Ridge back and prevent him from calling off the wedding, she can pretend that she is experiencing heart problems once more. B&B enthusiasts, what do you think? If Ridge doesn't decide on a wedding date, will Taylor's broken heart syndrome return? Do you believe that a wedding will actually take place? Return of Bill Spencer. Has character become too vulnerable and weak? According to previews for The Bold and the Beautiful, a lot of fans want to see the real Bill Spencer return. Has this B&B character gotten too naive and weak? Dollar Bill used to be the type of guy who always seemed to be in control and ahead of the game. Bill used to be a clever, fearsome character, but in more recent plots, his writing has gotten worse. First, Luna Nozzawa used a manipulated DNA test to trick Bill into believing he was her father. Bill fell for Luna's trickery and allowed her to leave prison even after the truth was revealed and Luna had committed her first wave of crimes. As we all know, Luna's house imprisonment ultimately resulted in a full-fledged pardon. Luna's ability to get out of control and harm those close to Bill, especially Liam Spencer, is Bill's fault. Bill is currently blind to the blatant swindle that is directly in front of him. We understand that Grace Buckingham is a well-respected physician, yet Bill continues to disregard several warning signs regarding Liam's experimental operation. Naturally, one may contend that a contributing factor in this situation is Bill's desperation. Grace exploited the fact that Bill was looking for any hope he could hold on to. At the same time, Bill isn't supposed to be an idiot. The dollar bill that we once knew would have recognized this scam immediately and put Grace on hold at some point. When it becomes clear that Grace seriously deceived him, Bill is going to have a rude awakening. Both the tumor and this miraculous surgery seem to be fake, as does Liam's entire malignant journey. Perhaps the character will be reset if Bill receives information about the truth. At least this plot line has the potential to be positive because Bill might make Grace pay and regain his former fire. According to teasers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Bill is about to reveal some shocking information about Grace and her true intentions. You are invited to Annika Noel's bachelorette party. The fan reaction to Rebecca Budig's portrayal of Taylor was disregarded. When Budig joined as Dr. Taylor Hayes, she had to block out the commotion. She acknowledged that it was really hard to fill the void left by Krista Allen and Hunter Tylo. How did Budig feel about assuming a legacy role? I think there will be a subset of supporters that will never be content. They will never love you, she declared. She was initially unaware of how significant this position was. It's not as if she could research the entire past of her fictional persona. Budig trusted Bradley Bell and had faith in him. Budig said, I always feel like, well, you're going to have people who love you and people who don't like you. Especially because they get attached to the person who played it before. It's a miracle. Liam was saved by Grace's Hail Mary move. Before preparing to leave the hospital, Liam paused for a moment. $1 bill wasn't going to allow his son's anxiety to prevent him from getting better. He and Grace reassured him that everything would be okay. Liam was eventually brought to another hospital room, where Grace and her coworker showered and went to work. Grace needed some time with Dollar Bill first, though. Before they could proceed, they need the payment. Bill promised that the money will arrive in her account in a very short time. Then he left his son with the surgeons and went away. He was soon put under, and the medical staff began their work. Bridget communicated with Finn at the same moment. They discussed Liam's courage and how Steffi's sense of security had been severely damaged by the turmoil. But at least Liam survived without Luna's help. At that point, Poppy entered and insisted on speaking with her child's father. Bridget took a leave of absence to visit her ex-brother-in-law. Poppy broke down in tears as she talked about how she regretted raising Luna, particularly the fact that she and Finn were unaware of their paternity. After that, Poppy went on a rant about how nasty Luna was, and although Finn acknowledged that she was a disaster, he made it obvious that Poppy was to blame. Bill walked the clinic's hallway, pleading with God not to take Liam away from him and praying that his son would survive this procedure. Fortunately, Bill's prayers were heard. Bill was taken to Liam's side after the procedure, where he was informed that the tumor had been completely removed and that he would soon be able to resume his normal life. An incredibly long and rich life. Steffi was with Brooke and Hope Carter at Forrester Creations. They talked about everything related to Luna, Liam, and their beloved hero's future. Brooke was particularly curious as to why she was not informed of Liam's cancer diagnosis. They told her that Liam made that decision, and that they were only honoring his desires. They were all concerned about Liam's reaction if someone was shot. He has such a kind heart. There are no deadly bones in her body. Finn was another concern. The maniac pursued, harassed, and planned the murder of his wife as soon as he discovered that she was his kid. They also questioned whether he would ever get well now that she was gone. Heartbroken Carter Sheila snaps. According to teasers for The Bold and the Beautiful, everyone on the CBS serial opera will be affected differently by Luna Nozzawa's passing. However, no one will be as heartbroken as Sheila Carter, her grandmother. In actuality, Sheila will appear to be more distraught by losing Luna than she is over losing her own mother, Poppy. Will the repentant criminal lose her temper and revert to her previous behavior? Here are the upcoming events on Bold and Beautiful. Read on for all the latest spoilers. Although viewers are aware of Sheila Carter's efforts to reform, losing Luna Nozzawa can lead to a relapse. Sheila will try to place the blame for her granddaughter's passing somewhere. Liam Spencer, who is already dying of cancer, will obviously not be held accountable because he shot Luna in self-defense. Sheila is not willing to risk losing her son in order to fulfill her granddaughter's grudge against his marriage, as her husband, Deacon Sharp, recently commended her for saving Steffy Forrester's life. Who will Sheila hold accountable for the terrible life and death of her granddaughter? According to teasers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Poppy Nozzawa should go to bed with two eyes open. Traumatized Sheila will probably go right to the source if she wants to exact revenge for Luna's passing. To begin with, Poppy had no right to have an affair with Sheila's teenage son. Luna's mental health problems can be attributed to the woman who reared her and separated her from her father, Finn. With Poppy as her mother, Luna never had a chance, according to Lee Finnegan.